What's up, guys? This is Generic Minority here to bring you another Monday Night Review for the night of February 8th. Yeah, 8th. Apologies ahead of time for not putting anything out for like 2 weeks. Uh, Work. That's it. Just straight up, like, work. So, yeah, we're here tonight. But, I mean, let's be honest, nothing that happened after my last review was of any interest, and it wasn't just filler. And I literally mean that. Everything leading up to WrestleMania is just filler to WrestleMania, and even the match that's going to happen at WrestleMania for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship is there to fill time because the streak is over, and they don't have anything else to market Mania around other than stupidity. So let's talk about Raw with hopeful optimism. I'm being sarcastic, of course. Raw is always mediocre. Not as bad as it was, last year, but just fluff and nonsense and garbage. So Raw opens up with, and this is no news to anybody, especially if you're listening now. Apologies if it is, but we open up with a little Daniel Bryan montage because he is retiring, and yeah, you tweeted out that he was like, "I'm gonna retire because I'm all beat up and broken down, and they don't want me. I refuse to make Roman look strong, so I'm just gonna retire on my own terms." And after that little short bit, we cut to Stephanie McMahon, who's standing in the ring, being annoying as always, and talking about Fastlane and trying to gain heat by saying people who are chanting in Washington and Daniel Bryan's state are confused because they're chanting for Daniel Bryan when she's talking about her husband Triple H, the guy who banged his way to the top of the roster. I don't know why the fans of professional wrestling, why the WWE fans, people in the city of Daniel Bryan, on the night where he's coming out to retire, would possibly be cheering him. And I don't know why Steph would say something as asinine as saying that they were confused about what she was talking about. It strikes me as odd, really. Like, why is this Stephanie just not knowing? No, maybe it's Stephanie trying to get cheap heat because the fact of the matter is, instead of being hated as a heel, she's hated because she's annoying, and she's that boss's daughter is annoying, and Triple H is that guy who's banging the boss's daughter annoying, and everything with the authority is stupid and moronic, and it will continue to be stupid and moronic so long as Triple H is holding the title. Granted, he's a placeholder championship only to lose at Mania, but it looks like whatever they're planning is not gonna work, and I gotta be 110% honest with you, I have no interest in watching WrestleMania. Other than the fact that hopefully I'll be doing that podcast with someone else, I have no interest in WrestleMania whatsoever. I have no interest in Fastlane. I don't care who wins. That's just a heads up right here, right now. I could care less. I could care less till something good happens. But nevertheless, Stephanie's in the ring, trying to gain heat, talking about her husband. Because she can't just suck him off at home. She's got to do it on TV too because it's Triple H, and everyone's got to suck off Triple H. If you're not kissing Richard Kennedy McMahon's ass, you're sucking off Triple H's nose on live TV. So she gets interrupted by Dean Ambrose, who wants to fight Brock, and that's fine. Steph tries to gain more heat and, you know, just be annoying, and then she gets interrupted by Roman. And Roman does the thing that I keep saying he shouldn't be doing, which because I keep saying he shouldn't be doing, and it's logical and would make sense. He continues to do it just to spite me and anyone else who has a logical thinking brain, and he talks, something he should not be doing. Dean already came out and talked and said he wanted to fight Brock. All Roman had to do was come out and just walk in. And I love this. All Roman had to do was just come, walk in, say he's looking for a fight. If so Steph just like he didn't have to say anything, he opens up by just talking. Steph starts talking and he just cuts her off and goes, "I'm looking for a fight. Whatever you're about to say, shut up." That's it. That's all Roman needs to say. He should be telling people to shut up. He should be telling Stephanie McMahon to shut up. I don't understand why he's being so cordial. You had to we have this story arc where they screwed him out of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, yet he has not once punched Stephanie McMahon in the face at all because you can't hate women on TV. Fuh. Stephanie McMahon is not a woman. She's a trash receptacle for pretty much on for the longest time. Allegedly was the trash receptacle for everyone on the roster semen, and then is currently, in my opinion, a trash receptacle for Triple H's semen. I know they have like 2 or 3 kids together. So as far as I'm concerned, she's trash, and it therefore is a receptacle. If you don't know what a receptacle is, I mean can. She's a trash whore, in my personal opinion. Allegedly. Gotta pull out Larry the legal eagle just to make sure people don't try to sue you for defamation of character because everyone's a douchebag. Fucking fine brothers out here trying to own the concept of reacting to stuff. Douchebags. Anyway, They should work for WWE. Goddamn money grubbing assholes. Anyway, so Roman says he's there to talk, or he's not there to talk, he's there to fight, which, I mean, why he picked up the mic to talk is moronic. And then Steph keeps pushing this whole Dean should turn on Roman because Roman keeps stealing a spotlight. Because WWE does this weird thing where they watch people who review stuff. Like, they watch every review. Granted, I'm not the most popular guy on YouTube. I'm not the most popular internet reviewer. I'm not the most popular wrestling reviewer. But they watch my stuff. I know they do because they have to. Because they need to hear what we have to say so they can do the exact opposite. Because logic. And they do this thing where I'm almost certain they only listen to one half of a statement in each review. Like, they literally listen to the first part of a statement and then move on. I say Roman Reigns should stop talking because it's annoying and it makes his character look stupid and he's not really good on the mic. And they just listen to the Roman Reigns should stop talking part, and then they go, Roman, you should keep talking. That's going to get you a lot of heat. Which is moronic because he's a face and he shouldn't be looking to get heat. Should be looking to get pops. The only thing he's going to get popped is popped in the mouth if I ever see him in public for talking too much. And if you think I won't punch Roman Reigns in the face, you do not know me, good sir and or madam, whoever is listening to this review. Punch Roman Reigns right in the schnoz. And he can punch you back. That doesn't mean I'm not going to deck him. He's WWE tough, not real life tough. He's got an arm tattoo. Samoans with arm tattoos get punched in the face. Punch the Usos. I'll punch The Rock. I don't care how much he works out. He still can't catch me, even though I'm fat. He's all bulk. He's all hulking mass. Taking 2 minutes of running after me and trip him and then he'd be done. I pin him to the ground. Anyway, I'm being a scumbag right now. So Steph is pushing this whole Dean should turn on Roman because Roman keeps trying to steal Dean's, heat and Dean's pop, and he keeps coming out and interrupting Dean and blah 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 blah. And she's really pushing this thing like they're gonna hit us with the crazy Russo sword we won't see coming. Which means they'll just do what's ever predictable, or they'll do something stupid, or they'll do nothing at all. There are only three options in WWE. They'll do something predictable, something completely moronic, or something that is, or nothing. And that's it. There is no, like, they pulled a Russo sword. They really got me, man. I didn't see blank happening. Nope, never happened. Will never happen. Not anytime soon, at least. It hasn't happened in years. Not since I became sentient. So, not since I was, like, a child. But sorry, I'm looking at something on my screen right now. Oh, that's what that is. So Steph keeps talking, and then Brock comes out and interrupts her because it's Brock Lesnar. He can do that. And what's that boy's name? Paul Heyman tries to talk, and Steph just cuts him off, and then they rush and do the signing, and Steph leaves. Thankfully, leaves the grace of the ring, and just Brock, for whatever reason, really quickly just takes Roman and Dean out, hits Dean with an F5, just throws a table at Roman, and apparently that knocks him out because it's, I don't know, it's the strongest table on Earth. It's made of mahogany. I don't know. It must be made of mahogany. And then as Brock's walking up the ramp, Triple H comes out to show off his nose to everyone. And, wrap his arm around Steph because we don't know they're married. It's the only thing, something they avoided for a bunch of years, and now they won't stop shoving down their throat, Whatever. Next, we get Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler part. I don't know. Whatever. They're trying to give Dolph his wins back on Kevin Owens because, I don't know. They don't know what they're doing with either one of them. Well, they know what they're doing with Dolph, which is making people feel like they care about him even though they don't. What they're doing with Kevin Owens is virtually the same thing, except they might actually do something with him. It just won't be smart. But to make a long story short, Dolph cheats in front of the ref's face by wrapping his legs around the rope, and the ref just doesn't see it because, and I love what they do on the commentary table. Michael Cole going, the ref was in perfect position to see Kevin Owens' shoulders on the mat, but he wasn't seeing freaking Dolph Ziggler's legs on the rope, and it's like, Kevin Owens just tried to do that earlier, and the ref kind of makes note that he saw him putting his legs on the rope. Kevin Owens tries to do that early in the match. It doesn't work. Dolph Ziggler does it, literally wraps his legs around the ropes, and is also not wearing black like Kevin Owens is, where you can just be like, it's just a black, and not a big dude, it's just a black mask. Dolph Ziggler is wearing black and white, and you can and he has that platinum blonde hair. Well, it was platinum blonde, the dirty blonde hair. Like, he's all oil tanned up, like all the light shining off him. I would accept the argument that he was so greasy, because he's greasy, that you couldn't see anything because of the light glisten off of him. But no, the ref literally didn't pick his head up to look and see that Dolph Ziggler was pinning Kevin Owens. And what I could only describe as a 125-degree angle. I don't know about you, but usually people's bodies are not at 100. Usually they're level when they're pinning somebody in a wrestling match. But no, if you're instead of at 90 degrees, you're at about 120. Definitely nothing suspicious going on there. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Dolph just cheats in front of the ref's face, which is just a botch on everyone's part. Dolph's part for WWE for picking that stupid way for the end of the match, and the ref's part for not positioning himself in a way to be like facing away from the ropes. And then the commentary table for trying to save face. I know someone in the back was just like, Cole say he wouldn't have been looking at his arm, the ropes. He would have been looking at Kevin Owens' arms. I guarantee one of the monkeys in the production truck said that. So yeah, just morons after morons after morons just talking to each other. And so that's the thing. Kevin Owens gets upset and he throws papers around, which he should really just go up and smack Cole in the face because fuck Michael Cole. I don't care. Next, we get Charlotte versus Alicia Fox. Apparently, I didn't know this was a thing that was happening, but Charlotte is facing Brie Bella at freaking Fastlane because she's got nothing better to do, and Brie Bella has to get a match that they can use Daniel Bryan's retirement as a way to bolster somebody to like her because everyone hates her because she sucks and her sister sucks and they both suck so hard that I actually believe that they might create a black hole that will suck the entire WWE universe, whatever that is, that metaphoric thing that doesn't exist, that buzzword, into it and destroy slash implode the entire, like, just the entire planet. No, the entire galaxy. The galaxy that we're in. Not the universe, just the galaxy we're in. I'm talking the sun, the moon, all the moons around Saturn and Jupiter, all the planets, and everything in the Kuiper Belt, including Pluto. Just, I really feel like they're continue to suck as hard as they suck, they're going to suck everyone in and cause us to become a gaping black hole. The Earth does not exist anymore. We don't need to worry about whatever the Mayan calendar says. Let's look at what the Bella calendar says. And the Bella calendar says whenever their contract ends, we're safe from being imploded because of pure suckitude. Suckitude isn't even a word. I'm thinking of succotash, which is technically a food, but it's also what Sylvester says in Sylvester and Tweety. Or Sylvester the cat from Looney Tunes. Okay. Charlotte and Alicia Fox is not a good... Well, it's an okay match. But it's killed by Charlotte, who delivers literally... And I just bumped the mic. Literally the worst spears I've ever seen in the history of WWE. I have not seen anyone deliver worse spears than Charlotte. She delivers the worst... Like, Michelle McCool delivers a better spear. Bobby Lashley, Goldberg... Batista, even Edge, and even though you can clearly see that Edge's version of the spear doesn't look like it does that much damage to the person, it still looks 1,000 times better. Because at least Edge is 6'5", and he knew how to contort his body. Like Roman Reigns' spear looks great. Batista's spear looks pretty good. You know, when Big Show does a spear, it doesn't look great. It just looks like he actually is a big dude ramming into you. But she does this thing where she freaking clotheslines your stomach and then gets up and squeezes her non-butt together, and apparently it's a spear. It's not. She clotheslines you in the stomach. Why don't they just call it a clothesline to the stomach? Oh yeah, the clothesline to the from hell to the gut, because I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind. Charlotte kind of sucks in the ring. Let's just be honest. Her moves don't look like they hurt anybody. They don't look believable. Her saving grace right now is that she's okay heel, but she's really being helped by her dad. So that makes it annoying. And everything that they've been doing with her story, her character, has been annoying with the whole dead brother thing, but then all of a sudden she's the heel because, I don't know, Paige is engaged to one of the guitarists from, what is it, My Chemical Romance or something? I don't know. Whatever. She's engaged to a famous person, so we got to keep her on Total Divas, and we got to make sure people like her, because Alicia Fox is the heel on Total Divas. And the Divas Revolution, just dead in the toilet. They keep referencing it every now and again, but it's dead in the water, because we're back to doing this whole, let's promote matches as part of the storyline in Total Divas, a thing that's taped months prior. Hashtag Divas Division is dead. Hashtag Divas are dead. Nope, that's a lie. Hashtag Divas are alive and well. Hashtag Don't want the championship, only want to star in Total Divas. Hashtag Charlotte's going to have a role in Total Divas because she started dating Dolph Ziggler, and, that'll be a thing eventually. And Vince just wants people to pine for the opportunity to be on reality TV. Something he should be avoiding completely because reality TV is annoying and stupid. It's just popular. But it will die eventually. It's a fad, a trend. God. It's like it's like horror movies. They're all from the camera perspective. It's like, why are you trying to do it just because somebody else did it and got famous off it? It's like it's just a trend. It's a style that works when it's done few and far between. But everyone's got to have a reality show now. Whatever. Charlotte delivers her terrible clothesline to the midsection, or her flying clothesline to the midsection that they call a spear, and then gets Alicia to tap. And uh, I don't fucking care. Next, we get Miz TV with Chris Jericho. Miz comes out, basically tries to badmouth AJ Styles. Chris Jericho comes out and gets whatever, stage monkeys to change the Miz TV set to the highlight reel, and then just hijacks the Miz's show and makes the Miz the guest of the highlight reel. They go back and forth until eventually AJ Styles comes out and brawling ensues. The Miz gets bumped off easy because it's the Miz and who cares about him. And AJ Styles and Chris Jericho have a stare down, and apparently they're pushing this Jericho being the obsessed heel bit. So that's whatever. I like AJ Styles. I like Chris Jericho. I freaking hate the Miz, but whatever. As long as the Miz is losing, I don't care. Next, we get Bray versus Ryback Part 36. God, the only people that put on this many of the same match over and over, like this many of the same thing over and over again, is porn. Like, we get Bray Wyatt versus Ryback for the 56th time, and then we also get Buttfuck Slugs No Nuts 64, like the same way we get Bray versus Ryback 64. Whatever. Ryback apparently is going back to his old Skip Sheffield attire, except he didn't come out with a cowboy hat on. And yeah, he's not wearing the belt. It's something I've seen him do recently, maybe 2 or 3 times beforehand. But he comes out in the weird trunk attire. But it's just weird because I'm used to him being in the onesie and with the weightlifting stuff and the weightlifting belt and all that. But whatever works for him, whatever makes his balls feel good, I guess. Whatever. Bray wins and they jump Ryback. But here's the thing. Bray wins, they jump Ryback, and I keep bumping the mic, my apologies. And that must hurt in the eardrums. I'll make sure to try to see if I have to clip that. Bray goes and starts punching Braun Strowman in the face. And Braun does not react. And what do they say? Oh, look at that. Braun didn't react to any of the punches that freaking Ryback was throwing at him. Here's my problem with that, among many things. One, how come Braun Strowman is only strong when they want him to be? I mean, this goes with every character, but Braun Strowman is like, what is he, like 6'8"? Like 300 pounds or something, like 300 something pounds or something like that. And he's like this big hulking master dude. He's a literally the only other man who's in WWE who's a strong man, like an Olympian strong man, is Mark Henry. This guy Braun Strowman is what, 31, I believe, 32. He's a 32-year-old like championship weightlifter, and some Ryback, also a weightlifter, not a championship level Olympic one, but he is. That's his whole character. Is punching Braun in the face, and Braun isn't reacting. Yet when we take Braun into situations where he's getting punched in the face by Dean Ambrose, well, all of a sudden now he's getting smacked around by Dean Ambrose, who weighs all of about like what, 220 pounds. Why is it that Braun Strowman's character just can't be strong? Nothing makes sense with the Wyatt family. You have Bray Wyatt doing this whole thing, follow the buzzards, we're the horsemen of the apocalypse is coming. And from what everyone's saying, it's going to be Braun versus Undertaker at WrestleMania, which is that's a lie, actually. Not a lie, it's a misstatement. It was something that one of the creative writers, an idea that he floated as an option. And the reason why I say it's stupid and people go, well, it won't happen, it should not be an option at all. Braun Strowman is greener in the ring than a dollar bill at Money in the Bank, okay? There is no reason why he should be stepping in the ring with the likes of the Undertaker. He's gonna have the Undertaker retired before the Undertaker, like freaking like Sting, because he doesn't know what he's doing in the ring. He's just there to be a hulking mess, and you can't have that 50-year-old man who's been tearing his body apart for the latter part of 20 years, 25 years, almost 30 years, not even 25 years, but over, that's just like his anniversary and all that. He's been wrestling for almost over 30 years, and you want him to run in the ring with this green, hulking mass of a human being that can't decide whether or not he's strong this week and weak the next, and to face off against the Undertaker and actually have a match at the grandest stage of them all. Why is Bray Wyatt not having this match? Why were you even floating the concept of Braun Strowman getting a WrestleMania moment? The same way, why is Luke Harper still the only person in the Wyatt family to capture a singles title? How come Bray is not Intercontinental Champion? D does not need to be Intercontinental Champion for any reason. Bray should already be a like 3-time Intercontinental Champion, like a 2-time Tag Champion, 2-time United States Champion. He should have some titles underneath his belt. The stuff that he's doing tonight actually makes his character seem intimidating, but his character was intimidating to constantly have him losing, because you had to feed him to the Cena machine, and then you had to feed him to Undertaker because you were too stupid and you had very little foresight to see that having the Brock Lesnar, the part-timer, who you weren't even 100% was going to sign back with WWE, freaking beat and end the streak. Now you've lost out. One, you've lost on the streak. And anything that could have been, that's a loss to Mania. Two, you've given the streak over to Brock Lesnar, a guy who can't do anything with it because he's pushing 40. And I've got a text. And you give this streak over to Brock, a person who cannot run with it. The Brock Lesnar is not can. It's not like you give it to Brock because he's been undefeated for like 10 straight manias now since leaving. That was his first one back, and he, he's 10-0, and that you think you can get another 10 matches out of him at Mania. No, you did have the opportunity to give it to Bray Wyatt. Granted, because you didn't let him beat Cena at Mania, because why should anyone beat John Cena? I mean, it's not like he'll never be gone, or like he'll be gone from the company at any point in time because of injury. No, he's superhuman, so he'll be around forever to carry the company forever because he's not a broken mass. Nobody gets hurt and has to retire. Oh, Daniel Bryan, whatever. Very little foresight again. You have the opportunity to even kind of wipe the slate clean. Give this streak to Bray. Nope, don't do it. You have an opportunity to, once again, kind of give a little something to Bray. Have him beat The Undertaker at Mania. Nope, can't do it. You have a chance to restart again. People are going to get behind it. Have him and Luke Harper beat Undertaker and Kane. Take their prowess, take their soul. Help him build a streak. Help him build something. No, The Undertaker has to beat him again. People at WWE are so incompetent. It's annoying how incompetent you are. It's frustrating as a fan to see how incompetent you are. Why? You don't listen. You literally need to sit a group of wrestling reviewers, not specifically me, but wrestling reviewers, ones that, not like Tubby Emu who go around kissing your ass all the time. You need to sit guys like Schleich Daddy and Chase Oliver and Wiza and Blackjack from the Clean Finish podcast. You need to sit. I don't even know if they still do anything. Wrestling gurus, I haven't watched them in forever, but if they're still doing stuff, you need to sit down guys who aren't willing to accept your nonsense down in the room and let them tell you exactly what you're doing wrong and listen. They won't do that. If they were really dedicated to having the fans be better, they'd line up with a bunch of paintballs and have people pay to shoot them in the face with paintballs and AR freaking airsoft rifles. Suffice it to say, everything going on with Bray Wyatt is moronic and stupid, and it shows that he not only can be an intimidating character that they could have built on, that they're literally just refusing not to, and they're putting him in what is quintessentially the heel version of Dolph Ziggler spot, where it's like, no, look, we totally care about him and stuff, but you don't. You really don't. I know you don't care about him, WWE. I know you don't care about Bray Wyatt. I know you don't care about Kevin Owens. I know you don't care about Samoa Joe. I know you don't care about any of the fat guys you got on the roster, because there's only two types of wrestlers you want: the hulking masses of human beings, that is like the Ryback, the Brock Lesnar's, the Mark Henry's, the Big Show's, the Braun Strowmans, who are big buff guys, or you want the skinny guys like the Daniel Bryans, the AJ Styles, the Austin Aries, the Dean Ambroses. There's no way between. Why can't somebody just be a talented in-ring athlete? Why can't someone just be a good in-ring competitor? Why can't someone just be good on the mic and decent in the ring and let their character speak for itself? Why can't you just I'm rambling on too much about this. I'm not wasting my time. That's my thing. I waste too much of my breath being upset about stuff that WWE clearly doesn't care about. Next, we get freaking Titus O'Neil versus Adam Rose. The social outcast used some shenanigans to get Adam Rose the roll up victory on Titus O'Neil because I mean, hey, it's Black History Month, so let's have the black guy get beat by the British guy. Don't worry, he's British. He's not actually white, except for the part where he's white. So next we get jeez, what part was I on? Because I freaking scrolled away. Next, we get Dean Ambrose coming down to the ring. Throughout the course of the night, they were showing him talking about getting, or just pacing around after talking about getting revenge on Brock for F5 again. Dean comes down to the ring, calls out Brock. Brock comes down to the ring, and Dean attacks him, like immediately just diving through the ropes and attacks him. Brock wails on him, and I get the whole point of this. You know, I mean, I get the point. It's dumb, but I get it. But here's the thing: they're building this whole Roman and Dean have an ascension between each other, but Roman and Dean aren't listening to the authority and not caring. They're not going to betray each other. But this is a thing that's been happening a lot. Is that Dean or Roman will be getting beat up by somebody and the other... Actually, that's a lie. It's only Roman. Because more often than Roman has, Dean will come out to save Roman if he hasn't already been in the match. But this is the thing that does happen between them two. One is getting wailed on, and the other one doesn't come out to save them, despite them calling each other brother. You know, like how Dean says it. So, Dean is getting wailed on by Brock Lesnar, and Roman doesn't come out immediately. And my answer is why? Shouldn't he be coming out immediately? I mean, I get what they set up afterwards, or what they're setting up is that Dean won't be just taken down by Brock like everyone else is, which is still kind of stupid because Roman has the same thing too. But you know, whatever. We gotta use Dean to help get Roman over because we can't just let a guy. Nothing can happen naturally, or nothing can be done made sense in WWE. But nevertheless, Brock eventually F5s Dean, but Dean gets back up and beckons Brock to the ring. As my phone, everyone always texts me right when I start talking and whatnot. He beckons for Brock to come back to the ring, and Brock does. He's gonna go F5 him again, and then Roman's music hits and he comes out. Which, another stupid nitpick. Why is the camera panning around to the rafters? Because for two reasons that's dumb. One, if they're panning around the rafters waiting for him to come down, why is he coming down from the rafters to come save his friend? Two, since they know ahead of time he's not doing that, why are they panning around the rafters? It makes no sense. But of course, Roman comes out to distract Brock, went for Dean to hit him with a super mean low blow because apparently Brock Lesnar is the guy everyone low blows now. So Dean's big revenge, and they don't do anything else after this, is low blowing Brock. Here's an idea for something that's edgy, something that might help get people interested in this match. Go have Dean and Roman wail on Brock Lesnar. Don't make it look like... You should make it look like if Brock gets them one-on-one, Brock can obviously beat on each one of them. You have to make it look like they're willing to put up a fight, but also make it look like they're going to work together. So that if there is a Russo swerve where one betrays the other, then you have all this, no, they were working together. They're not, you already have them doing this. I mean, granted, it won't make it any better really, but it'll make more sense. You have them doing this, we don't care what Stephanie says about us betraying each other, we're not going to do it. But then they don't ever help each other other than when it's a sanctioned match. You have Brock Lesnar in the ring who's been beating on Dean Ambrose, who F5'd him. This is the third F5 he's given him in the matter of, 2 weeks? A week and a half? And Roman does not go into the ring to go wail on Brock Lesnar, who just got low blowed. I get it that they're the good guys, but they're also, Brock Lesnar is supposedly the heel in this, and a huge scumbag who just bashed Roman in the face with a table and F5'd Dean earlier in the night, and then just beat on him again. Yet they're not building this like they need to go in there and beat on Brock to let everyone know this is what the match is going to be. It's if Brock gets them one-on-one, or if Brock can separate the two, then he has a chance to win. It's story building. It's based. This is kayfabe one-on-one, people, and WWE refuses to follow it. You have those two run in that ring and beat on Brock Lesnar, beat him down. Brock Lesnar, I don't think he's never shown it to be afraid to take a beat down to help get a match over him. He had his head busted open by Triple H by ramming his skull into the ring post. So clearly he's not shy to taking a beat down. Have these two beat him down as like he's been beating them down. instead of just a low blow like the Undertaker. At least with the Undertaker, the low blow had a payoff to it. There's no payoff to this low blow other than that it's supposedly gonna, I guess, supposedly gonna make Brock Lesnar mad leading into their match at Fastlane. But that doesn't make me care about the match, and that's the problem with WWE. They have done nothing to make me care. They have done nothing to make me care. They showed Dean putting in all this work. If Roman is going to go turn on him and become heel, then Roman has to look like, and even though people say it's dumb and he won't do it or whatever, Roman has to at least look like he's going to help Dean when Dean needs help. You know, they keep putting this whole Roman never helps Dean, blah, 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 and he only just, if it takes advantage of Dean, he's not doing anything to prove otherwise. So it's actually kind of stupid that he's not just a heel now. Whatever, I've been rambling on. So that's the thing that happened. Brock gets low blowed, and Brock is the king of getting low blowed. I'm Brock, Jesus Christ, Brock. Next, with the Lucha Dragons versus the League of Losers, Rusev and Alberto Del Rio. For anyone who doesn't know, the League of Nations, which is Sheamus, Alberto Del Rio, Rusev, and Wade Barrett. Freaking Burger King Barrett, which he doesn't even walk around with the crown anymore, and they just keep calling him. I think they actually called him Wade Barrett tonight. Or the League of Nations. I call them the League of Losers. I know people will call them the Outcast the League of Losers, but no, they're not the League of Losers. The League of Losers is the four foreign guys that actually get accolades thrown on them, but then simultaneously do nothing, and are also boring. All four of them are really boring and terrible on the mic. The League of Losers win on some shenanigans, and because of the numbers game, and Alberto Del Rio beats Kalisto with that stupid corner, that Caval stomp, which... God, now that a certain 5 foot tall, 100-pound wrestler is retiring, they really should have kept Caval in WWE. But they got AJ Styles now, so that's all they care about. They're not gonna bring in anyone else. Next we get Tamina versus Becky Lynch, which is actually not a bad match. It was worked well enough to make Tamina not look like she's completely trash in the ring because she only wrestles like once a month. But to make a long story short, Sasha was on commentary, and at one point, Tamina kind of just, calls out to Sasha and, is calling her all types of names and stuff. Sasha runs over to kind of get in her face, and she gets attacked by Naomi. Becky Lynch goes out of the ring and attacks and knocks out Naomi, and then while she's making sure that Becky Lynch is okay, when she rolls back in the ring, she eats a mean super kick and gets pinned. That is Tamina's first victory in, I think, like 2 years. So good for her. And of course, Team Bad, stand tall. And Team Becky Banks, I don't know what you want to call them. Sasha Lynch. That sounds bad because Sasha's half black. Team, what does Irish and Banks have to do with anything? Team Lucky Charms. Team don't steal. Team Pot of Gold. Yeah, leprechauns have gold, and you keep gold in a bank. So Sasha Banks plus Becky Lynch equals Team Lucky Charms. They get beat down. It's not bad. At least I didn't have to deal with that stupid Paige Alicia Fox feud on Total Divas. That thing that spits in the face of the whole Paige was the one that helped start the Divas Revolution. That thing that doesn't matter now. Next, we get the New Day and Mark Henry versus the Dudleys and the Usos in a 8-man tables match. A couple minutes into the match, Mark Henry just ditches the New Day, which I was gonna complain about him being on their team in the first place, and that it was just a Black History thing. It's like, we're gonna stick 4 black guys together because the only other black guy we got is Mark Henry, or the only other black guys we got are R-Truth, and he's doing stuff with Goldust, and Devon is already on Team 3D. So whatever. Mark Henry does eventually ditch the New Day, and because they're heels and he's not a heel, which is why I was confused, but he ditches them, lulls them into a false sense of security, and they lose. They get put through a table by Team 3D, and then after the match is over, Team 3D decides to attack the Usos and put them through tables, which Bubba Ray, it's something when the commentary table was speculating on it. Bubba Ray says, "Do you know who we are? Why did you pick a table match? We're the baddest dudes in all of the tag team division, and we own table matches." So the Dudleys have gone not necessarily heel, but it'll just be classified as heel. But they've kind of just gone neutral in the Stone Cold Steve Austin. We just beat up whoever we want, whenever we want mentality. But of course, when Stone Cold does it, he's a face. But now these guys do it, they'll be heels because WWE doesn't. Whatever. There's no such thing as like anti-heroes in WWE anymore, except for John Cena. He can just do. He can just cheat. And Dolph Ziggler apparently because he can just cheat in front of a ref and then no one cares. So yeah, there's no more. There's no more anti-heroes. No more. There's no more Wolverines or Deadpool's where they're not, or Scorpion for Mortal Kombat. There's no more guys who are like not necessarily evil but also not necessarily good. So Bubba and Devon, I guess, are heels now. So good for them. Good for them for finally getting an edge because they've needed that. They were getting stale with the stupid 3D stuff. And finally, we end with something that I'm not going to talk too much about, but is everyone's talking about on Twitter how if you're not crying, you're not human. I wasn't crying. I was upset. I was sad about it because of it was such a waste. Not the time that I watched it, the waste of such a great talent. Daniel Bryan's retirement speech. It was a great speech. He talks about all the things he loved, all the things he learned, all the great people he met. I wish Kane had came out at some point just to give him a high bye, but that'll be something that's covered in the after show WWE Network celebration thing. Uh, but Daniel Bryan, he makes a very funny "that's what she said" joke about Brie when the crowd starts chanting yes. Um, so everyone is now posting gifs of him doing this weird pelvic thrust thing while in PWG or some indie show, but it looks like PWG. And thrusting saying that's what Brie says every night or whatever. Dan Bryan's tells very heart wrenching stories. He's on the verge of tears, but overall, a great career from a great wrestler. I wish that WWE didn't waste him. They wanted it's. I'm glad he got the career he got because honestly, if it had went the way WWE would have wanted it to go, he would be retiring with almost no accolades to his name because Vince McMahon is a piece of garbage, and it shows to you that the fans can force WWE to do the right thing, but the fans need to be unified and smart. Overall, the show sucked, but Daniel Bryan's speech at the end was a bright spot. Um, it's just once again just filler to fill time, and you know what? Daniel Bryan retiring frees them up from this. They were gonna leave him on ice even if he wasn't retiring to because they want to make Roman Reigns look strong and whatever Dean and all these guys and Seth's hurt. It's time for a new set of guys to roll in. I know that Daniel Bryan wasn't there WWE that long, but he was an older wrestler. It's time for the new guys to take over the the Bray Wyatts, despite the fact of him wasting him, the Romans, the Deans, the Seth Rollinses, the Kevin Owens. It's time for these guys to start taking over. We need to move away from Randy Orton. We need to move away from Sheamus. We need to move away from John Cena, which they'll never do because they're lazy butt wipes. But we need to move away from Daniel Bryan. His retirement now makes sense, and he had a great career in WWE, as good a career as you can ask for, especially these days, because you're not gonna be no, 12-time champ like Randy Orton, or 15-time champ like Cena. So he had a great career. For the time he had, and he had a good run. So shouts out and much love and respect to Daniel Bryan. Join me next week. I'll hopefully be doing a Raw review. If not, I promise you this, that if I don't do it Monday night, I will do it literally like 2 a.m. on Tuesday and then have it up for you guys to see on Tuesday. I will not be slacking anymore. I will go back and watch all 3 hours of Raw and upload like 6 a.m. on Tuesday if I have to. Uh, alright, probably not 6 a.m. on Tuesday, but I will be being more vigilant. Like I said, I've been working and I've been working on other things, trying to make top 10 lists and whatnot, and expanding my channel more. Which I don't expect great growth, but hopefully if you guys rock out with me, like some of my fans have, and I just want to say that if you've watched this long, and I don't know why, to all my subs, seriously, I love and appreciate all you guys. You don't have to be sub to me. You don't have to watch this. You don't have to listen to what I have to say. And just thank you. Thank you for helping me, achieve a small amount of fame in someone's eyes. Uh, I'll just see you guys next week. Peace.